Well, hello there. How you guys doing? Welcome back to Rule of Two Review. Today, we're going to discuss a little bit more of the Nintendo Switch. So, of course, it's no surprise that we're going to talk more of the Nintendo Switch. It's the big hot thing that's happening right now. Crazy exciting. Brand new hardware is always exciting, especially for me and a lot of people when it's brand new Nintendo hardware. Not to mention the fact that it comes on the heels of a year and a half worth of rumors and wondering and waiting, while Nintendo just kept its trap shut for far longer than any of us really wanted to. And that's okay. At least at this point, the veil's been lifted and we know what's going on. The NX became the Switch, of course, just before the weekend. Everyone knows about it. I've made a couple videos. We've all podcasted. It's crazy. This is such a crazy time to, again, be on the other side of the rumors and finally have the mystery revealed. Really, really cool. So we're going to touch on a couple of Switch-related things. But first, I have to say, I will be doing some non-Switch related stuff pretty soon. I actually had a video that was at that time, non-NX related stuff. And then, of course, the Switch thing happened, and so it's all anyone's been talking about. But I don't want to totally bombard everyone with just Switch stuff. I want to talk about the other companies and other just game-related stuff. So I have a cool list that I'm going to be doing in the next couple of days as well, so you can look forward to that. Also, I'm going to be doing the video where I'm discussing everyone's feelings on the Switch based on the tweets that you guys sent me when I put a call out for you guys to tweet me your reactions on the first and second day. So I will be doing that pretty soon as well. But two things I want to get out real quick. Today I am back from our trip to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. And I shouldn't call it a trip. The thing is like 20 minutes away from where we live. Went to that yesterday. It was so fantastic. We saw so many crazy gaming related things. There was this really cool museum. Video Game History Museum. We saw the only existing prototype of the Nintendo PlayStation. We saw a bunch of retro games, some crazy rare stuff, lots of Nintendo stuff. It was so fantastic. And of course, the biggest thing for me was not only getting to see the live recording of the Completely Unnecessary podcast with Pat the NES Punk and Ian, which was great, but I got to see and meet the Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe himself. Huge inspiration to me. He's a legend in the video game kind of internet video sort of format history and the pantheon of that. I think he really created it. He was kind of the genesis of video game content in video form on the internet, I think. And I've been following him for so long. So, I mean, you guys, I achieved a life dream yesterday, and it just meant the world to me. So I have to say thanks to the Retro Gaming Convention for getting it put on in Portland, the city, and definitely thanks to Pat the NES Punk, Ian, and especially James Rolfe for coming out and doing that yesterday. It was awesome. It was really, really cool. Also, I passed 5,000 subs this morning, so hooray! That's just amazing. I am so thrilled. Thank you guys so much for helping me achieve that milestone. It's been steadily rolling. You know, I'm about to hit my 3-year mark here on YouTube in about a week and a half. And to have hit 5,000 subscribers already just is awesome. And, you know, I kind of have E3 this year and Nintendo and the Switch to thank a little bit because that news is so polarizing and everyone wants to find it. That's how a lot of people find my channel. So it's just been a really great year, I think, for people finding out who I am and what I do, as well as other people. I've found channels to subscribe to as well this year. So it's been great. Anyway, let's get all that boring, mushy stuff out of the way, and let's talk about the Nintendo Switch. So the main thing I want to discuss in this video is what's going on with the Switch, its portable console hybrid concept, and how that affects the Nintendo 3DS, or how it might affect the 3DS. Again, we don't have a whole lot of details on this thing. I think for as much as we can all talk about the Switch forever and ever and ever and keep making videos and theorizing, we have to remember we've only seen a 3.5-minute trailer for this thing. We haven't heard a single word come out of Reggie's mouth, Miyamoto's mouth, Bill's mouth, or even Kimishima's mouth. And we know that that stuff will probably happen this week with their investors meeting coming up. But as it stands, no one's addressed us, you know, with words about the Switch. We don't know anything beyond the little preview of all the millennials and the young adults playing it in different settings. Not a single word was spoken in that trailer. We've had a lot of tweets, and Nintendo has released a couple of, press-related things, some tweets and articles and stuff on the website, which is great. We have gotten some info from that, but we have really not a lot of concrete stuff coming from the source Nintendo about the Switch. So it's really interesting to start kind of putting together what's going on. Now, considering the fact that a huge focus on the Switch, if not the primary focus, and this is up for debate, I kind of think it could go either way still, but right now it seems like the primary focus is the fact that this is a portable that gives you the ability to, of course, play it as a console on a TV, which is just so awesome to me. The portable idea is great because we're taking the AAA, complete console experience games on the go with this portable controller for the Switch, which is super cool. However, it definitely seems like this is going to impact the 3DS, right? I mean, when you think back to when this concept was still a rumor and theorized and reported on by Eurogamer as something that we were supposed to believe, and it turns out that they were right, so props to them for that. A lot of people said, would this replace the 3DS? Would it replace the Wii U? Would it replace both? Would it be a third pillar? This ain't a third pillar, and anyone who's drinking that Kool-Aid, I appreciate your dedication, but you're wrong. This is not a third pillar. This is a replacement for the Wii U and for the 3DS. Now, there is an argument to say, well, the 3DS has still been successful. It seems like they have a lot of stuff planned for next year, probably well after the Switch will be launching in March, and that is definitely true. So what's going on with the 3DS, and how do the Switch and the 3DS relate to each other? I said this before the Switch was revealed, and I still feel this. I do think that the 3DS has another year, if not maybe even two, in it. I think another year to 2 years of life in it still. We know Pokemon's coming out like in a couple of weeks, and that's going to be huge. And then 2017, they have a couple of things confirmed and announced. For me, the big one is the Pikmin game. I can't wait for that. But it's definitely going to be weird once the Switch comes out and we have this portable tablet device that allows us to play the likes of Breath of the Wild and Skyrim and Mario Kart and Splatoon with us on the go. It's like, well, why would we still be using a 3DS? And to anyone who thinks that the 3DS might still have a long life after the Switch, that's where I have to tell you I think you're wrong. Because we're going to be able to take the likes of these games, and if Red Dead does get confirmed, which I still think might happen, and if we find out that all these other games, Destiny 2 or whatever, are going to all of a sudden be available on the Switch, and we can take those same experiences with us on the go, I mean, what's the point of playing outdated tech on a 3DS and taking that with you wherever you go? It's not going to be the same. Now, because the 3DS has a couple of advantages that over the Switch that it apparently won't allow us to do. That's why I think that there are still some 3DS unique experiences that could still continue to come at us for the next year to 2 years. For me, it's the fact that the 3DS still has the two-screen experience and it still has the touchscreen experience. And I think that those should not be undersold for anyone who's maybe not thinking about those or investing a lot of weight into those concepts. I think they do still carry some weight for at least a year or two. It's basically confirmed that the Switch won't allow the second screen experience, which is sad to me, but I'm okay with it because I understand why. You're not going to be able to have your Switch tablet controller on while the Switch is also playing and performing on the TV. So you can't do what the Wii U or the 3DS allows you to do. The 3DS is going to continue that. And I think the second screen experience is awesome, you guys. I love the idea of having two screens, one on the TV, one in my hand, or two screens in my hand on a 3DS, and having a bottom screen that has a map and an inventory and a touch screen where I can move things around when necessary. That's huge. I think it's a great experience. It's why the 3DS has been so successful. It's why I think, personally, some of the best Wii U games were good is because they allowed for that interaction to happen. And the 3DS allows for that not to go away. The Switch is going to make it so that the Wii U is no longer relevant. So on the console space, that concept is going to go away. And it's sad, but it's true. The 3DS allows for that to continue. So yes, it's going to be nowhere near the power or the quality AAA experience that the Switch is going to be providing us. But it's going to still be able to provide that quintessential Nintendo patented two-screen touchscreen experience for another little bit. And I think that that's really cool. It's something that I'm invested in. It's something that's going to matter to me, and I think it will matter to a lot of gamers and to developers. I think Nintendo will still be making games that take use of it, and Pikmin is probably one of the best examples of that. And we know some other things are going to come from them next year. I'm sure some third-party games still had some stuff that they were working on for the 3DS that there's no reason for them to stop making just because the Switch is going to come out. However, I do think once we hit 2018, we're going to be at the last-ditch effort for anything relevant to be coming out on the 3DS. I think by mid-2018, the 3DS will probably be done. And I think that that's okay. It's sad in the sense that the 3DS is great and Nintendo's done so well with that stuff, but they've found a whole new way to make gaming exciting for people, whether you want to just sit at home and play it on your TV all the time, or if you want to maybe take it on the go and you know, I've got some of my buddies here who are all very excited for the Switch 2, and I start to think, man, when we get together, instead of going to someone's, you know, house or apartment, and we're going to just sit around someone's TV and play some stuff on the TV on a PS4 or Wii U, which we've done and is fun, now all of a sudden it's like, well, we can just bring our Switches over to wherever. And if I'm going over to my buddy's house, we all bring our Switch and we just set that shit up and there we go. All of a sudden, we're all playing the same games and we're doing these cool things. And that's gonna be the future of how this portable stuff will work. And I realized, as much as it's going to primarily be a console experience for me, and I'm mostly going to leave that thing docked and just play it on the TV like it's my next generation home console, I started to realize those social interactions where we're all going to get together and have some beers and just hang out and play video games and stuff, I'm going to be doing that. I will take my damn Switch over to my friend's house and have them bring theirs over to mine, and we'll hang out and we'll game it up. We'll switch it up, and I think it's going to be really fantastic. And that's why the 3DS, after another year or two, will be rendered irrelevant. Nintendo's going to probably do a lot to keep it going for the next year or two, and if they release another great Mario game or something, maybe they have still somehow another Fire Emblem game or a Zelda kind of game coming out for the 3DS in the next year or two. That's going to be great, and that's going to sell. Pokemon's going to sell. Pikmin's going to sell. If they make a Mario or a Zelda, that's going to sell even if it's after the Switch comes out. People will still be that invested in the 3DS for a time. But by 2018, it's going to be done, and I think that that's Nintendo's plan, and it'll be really interesting to see. So that's it for now. Tell me what you guys think about this. Do you agree that the Switch is probably going to be replacing the 3DS? How long, regardless of if you think it will or not, how long do you think the 3DS will last once the Switch comes out? I mean, obviously they're sort of competing entities, and Nintendo doesn't want to completely cannibalize their own market, so I think they're just trying to create the brand new market where all the portable gamers and all the home console gamers have a reason to buy into their new product. And obviously the Wii U is going to be going away pretty quick, if not already, and the 3DS I think will follow within the next year or two. Do you guys think that makes sense? Do you think it'll be longer, or do you think it'll be quicker? Maybe it'll be like that. As soon as the Switch is released, no more 3DS. Very interesting kind of precarious situation that 3DS and Nintendo are in with that right now. So it remains to be seen. We have to wait, it sounds like, another couple of months before Nintendo gives us more of the goods on what's happening with the Nintendo Switch. So that's it, you guys. Thank you again so much for helping me pass that 5,000 subscriber mark today. It feels fantastic. Meeting the Angry Video Game Nerd felt fantastic. And that is it. So thanks for tuning in. This, of course, is Rob of Rule of Two Review, and I will catch you guys next time on another video.